Where's yours?
I'll get another.
Yo, 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 y'all know what it is, man. Your host with the most, man. Phocuzradio, man. Each and every Saturday we do this thing, man. 6:15 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. I'm feeling so lovely, as I always do. I want to thank everyone that tunes in each and every Saturday. I want to thank everybody for the love on Facebook, everybody for the love on YouTube, IG, Twitter, all that good stuff, man. All our real fans and followers. Yes. Y'all already know what it is, man. Alongside my co-host,
Black Rose. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. I hope and pray that y'all are enjoying y'all day today. Y'all enjoying y'all day?
Call in and let us know how your day going. 301-477-2616. And you know I cannot forget our other co-host. Always in the building, never missing a beat. Hey, my baby, Mrs. Angela Taylor, how you doing this Saturday?
I am astonishingly awesome. Thank you so much for asking. How about you and Black Rose?
We're good, Diva. Good.
Fantastic. Man, we got a great show for y'all tonight. You know, we got the hottest online talk radio show. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Once again, 301-477-2616. Hustle Firm Radio. We are now Facebook Live, and also we are now live streaming on YouTube, baby.
Yes,
so you can actually tune in right now to YouTube, and you just put in Hustle Firm Radio, and you'll see all these beautiful faces, handsome face in the booth and the place to be. Hey, man, y'all already know what it is, man. Like I said, a lot going on. I want to hop right into it. I've been kind of really, I'm not going to say, well, I can say this. I've been real disturbed, just really watching the news as far as what's going down.
Yes.
You know, I'm really, honestly, I'm kind of scared. I don't know what this is going to go back to. A riot? You know, one thing I do know, I heard that, you know, these protesters, you know, and let me not skip around, but I'm talking about the protesting that's going on along with the lady that was killed in the Charlottesville protesting. Yes. So since then, that has sparked, like, you know, everything. And what I want to say is I think people have now done more research. And, you know, they're taking these statues and everything down. But I'm hearing that they want to come to D.C. and protest. This right here, man, is just crazy. Like I said, I've been disturbed, man, just watching the news. I'm just hoping we can gain some type of peace and control. You know, I think since, honestly, man, since Trump has been elected, I really feel like, you know, they're going to put this in our face. They're going to be like, straight to the point with this racism, with this discrimination, you know, with everything, you know, for them to do what they did down there in Charlottesville. And it's just moving closer and closer our way. But I don't think anything like that is going to go down in D.C. You know, it won't occur like it did there. But I don't know where we're going to. What you guys think? I like I said, I'm scared, man. This has really, they took down 4 statues in Baltimore. They sprayed, I want to say, Lincoln's feet down at the memorial, the bottom of his feet.
Yeah.
They are working on taking statues down here, and there's just so many to name. And like I say, these statues has been here since 1904. A lot of Freemasons actually helped build these statues. You know, so a lot of these people, a lot of these leaders back then were slave owners. So that's how they were successful. So
but
they had.
Here's the thing, Phil. I'm sorry to cut in on you because I've been deeply disturbed all week as well. Many of these statues, and you can probably understand it from a history perspective, if they put them up, you know, during or immediately after the Civil War, when black folks started to gain rights, you know, fighting in wars, and just standing up for themselves. The we the people thing, all men are created equal. That's when the statues were started getting put up, and that was in the ninth from. Let's say 1900 to 1921, 403 statues went up as blacks were fighting to get into the mainstream, many of them dying. In the 1930s, I think 100 or so more went up, and that's when lynching was at its peak. So it is not that these folks want to, as Mr. Trump says, to preserve our history and our culture. Because to me, when he says preserve our history and our culture, he wants us back in the fields. And that's been no secret to me if you listen to what he has said through the entire campaign. But the demographic in this country has changed.
Right.
Yes, hate and fear is something that's taught. You got to be taught to hate and fear, and it's got to be drummed in you over a period of years.
Right.
So the hate groups, if you will, or the number of people who do hate, are, in my estimation, significantly smaller in number. However, they are more violent because, I'm reticent to put a gun into my house because I've got little children there. But these folks, for every one person, they have 5, 6 assault rifles, all kinds of crazy stuff. They have 216 armed militias across this country, ready to rise up, if you will, insurrect. And those are the hate groups. And I know that there are many of us who got our stuff packed in our houses too. But that is they are outnumbered. Please believe that. But as you say, I'm not so much fearful for myself because if I see a wrong, I've got to stand up for it. I've been to marches and will go if it comes to D.C. because this is the first time I'm hearing about that. Because if we don't stand up, as King says, we will fall for anything.
Right. And
it is not safe. It's not safe.
No, it's not.
But we got little folks coming up after us. It is incumbent upon us to show them the right thing to do. It's incumbent upon us to stand up with them and for their future. And that's just the way I feel about it. Now, a lot of people don't know, everybody was real happy when Bannon got fired yesterday. The backstories that you didn't hear is 10 other folks who went out with.
Yeah.
I think Carl Icahn, one of the folks that he was going to get to help him, prepare the economics or, help try to prepare some kind of economic program for the country, has stepped back. And that's a name that he had mentioned throughout the campaign. But what folks don't know is he stepped down because he's got some criminal charges swirling around him.
Right.
Now, go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
Okay. Another thing we don't know is that a lot of these billionaires and gazillionaires have come based on Reconstruction, based on the backs of us.
Right.
And they want to keep that. And that is the fear and the nervousness that's swirling around among that hierarchy. The other folks are just, plain old country bunk and hillbilly racists. But things that we have got to learn our history. I knew for 35 years that Roger B. Taney was the Supreme Court judge in 1857 who slammed down on Dred Scott when he took America to court and said, no, you're not a citizen, you can't be. You're not a whole man.
Right.
That's not something we learn in school. That's a big reason why I started doing the Black History Jeopardy game, because it's a lot of stuff that our kids don't know. And I will wave this flag to my grave. If our black children knew the greatness from which they came, they would have a much clearer vision as to where they can go. We have got to, and I'm scared, but like Dick Gregory, I'm scared, but I'm more scared not to confront it.
Right.
Because if I don't confront it, it's going to go on.
Yeah.
And if I got to drop, I'll drop. Because I believe in it that much.
Heard it first, y'all, right here on Phocuzradio. We want to keep this thing moving. Stand up for what you believe in. If you don't stand for nothing, you fall for anything.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, man. Tell a friend, man. Download this free app, y'all, right now. Hustle Firm Radio. Simple as ABC. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Hey, y'all, we getting a lot of love, man, right here on the Facebook Live. I want to say hello. Man, we're going to hop right into it with Mrs. Angela Taylor. She's going to bring it on back with this business segment.
Yes, indeed.
And what we got going on, Mrs. Taylor?
Okay, we got A21 going on.
A21, y'all. Y'all been hearing about this and seeing this, and now it's here. Okay. Pre-launch starts today. A21, y'all. Get connected.
Okay. A is for attitude. And every personal development expert out here will tell you it takes 21 days to develop a habit. Wow. So we've got to start working on ourselves to change our way of thinking. And this will help you in your business life, and this will help you in your personal life. So, because if you can adjust your thinking, you can certainly change your circumstances.
Right.
Now, these are attitudes that you will have to learn. And as I said, it takes 21 days to develop that habit. If you practice and you cultivate those attitudes, you will develop a good and positive habit. Now, attitudes is the cornerstone of how you choose to move through your life. And only you can make that choice. Now, there are 4 stages of learning, because I know this is going to be all new to you guys, because you're used to the microwave. Mm-hmm. You're used to saying, I need it right now. How can I get it fast? That kind of thing. But if you truly want to change your life, you got to change your way of thinking. Now, there are 4 stages to learning. Now, those 4 stages, and I'm sure that we can all agree, that in order to learn something, you got to read.
Right,
exactly. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay,
that's the first step.
Okay. Yeah. So it's learning knowledge. Right. You have to go out and seek it. Okay. The next thing you have to do, the second stage, is activity knowledge. You're going to have to practice what you learn, and you're going to have to practice it just day in and day out. Activity, that is that practice. And you've got to master it to the point where you can model it. You can model it to everybody around you. And if you're developing that habit, everybody's going to see, because I don't care what anybody says. Somebody is watching you all the time. So you have to be on your P's and Q's. You have to be at your best, because you never know when an opportunity is going to come your way. And the 4th stage of knowledge is teaching it. You've got to learn it so well that it'll become second nature when you come to teaching anybody else in your circle. Okay, the next thing I strongly recommend you do is get the book, The Dream Giver, because you're going to have to be able to identify the people who I call your front row people who are going to encourage you to be your absolute best, no matter what. And we got a lot of baggage. A lot of us are carrying a lot of baggage around with us, especially in our cell phones. Do a friendship audit. Go through your cell phone and you think about it. Is this person adding value to my life?
Right.
Or are they taking it away? And if they are not adding value to your life, guess what they're doing? They are taking you down.
Yes.
Delete them. Delete. And yeah, you have to delete. If you're serious about being a better person, and I'm talking about if you're going to start a business, whether it's brick or mortar or home based, you got to get rid of the dead weight. That is a business decision. And I'll tell anybody, life is business. 24/7, it is business. And you need to learn how to conduct yourself. Now, reading, as Black Rose has said, is fundamental. That's the fundamental thing. After you delete all those, all that dead weight out of your phone, if people call you to check in, hey, how you doing? If they're not, and you've deleted them out of your phone, be cordial, but don't let them take up your time, because that is spending time.
Right.
Okay. You're going to need to invest time into yourself. And I'm telling you, that is not an easy thing to do. I think that for me, my epiphanal moment came when I was 50 years old, and I met a young man. His name was Antonio Adair. Now, coming through the 50s and the 60s, a young person, you know, if they were younger than you, they didn't know more than you. And that's just the mentality of the people in my generation. But I think what he told me that really kind of turned me around, because he was telling me something, a very good business point. He said that readers are leaders, and it was a bunch of us there. Readers are leaders, and I just remember through his I'm not going to call it a diatribe, but through his lecture, if you will, to all of us, I'm thinking, who does he think he is? This man is as old as my son, but watching him model what he was talking about and doing the activity really humbled me. That is when I was 50 years old. It was when I learned that you can teach an old dog new tricks. Because back then I was the old dog. And to this day, he is a mentor in my life. Whether I talk to him on the phone, whether I see him on Facebook, he has a plethora of knowledge. And he is the example that that young people should aspire to be, because he is a reader. He learned the knowledge. He wasn't always like that, because he's told me some stories. He showed me. He practiced it. I saw him practice it. I saw him model what he was teaching, and he taught me. Now, there are a lot of other folks out here, too, role models. A lot of people think that role models are folks that you see on TV and that kind of thing. A role model should be somebody that you can reach out and touch. Mm-hmm. You are now a role model to me, Phil, because I see what you do. You talk the talk, but you walk the walk. Mm-hmm. And we need more people out there like that. It's changing your attitude. You have to change your thinking. If you intend to do anything significant in this life, that is the first thing you have to do. Now, the book, The Dream Giver, will help you go through and help you assess when you go through your cell phone. Is this person adding value? Is this person taking away? You got to leave your comfort zone. You got to leave the ordinary stuff, the usual, the familiar stuff that you're very comfortable with. And you have to learn to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because again, if you're a network marketer, say, you're going to get more no's than you're going to get yeses. Mm-hmm. Because people are conditioned to keep their money in their pocket to do something fun. They're not thinking about what's going to be good for me right now, what's going to be good for my family down the road. So you have to learn how to be able to communicate with those folks and show them and tell them, this is good for you, this is why it's good. And if you need to pull out some history, then you need to pull that out too. You have to bring it full circle. But you have to know your stuff, whatever you're marketing. You got to know who you are stuffing. And then you got to know when they are stuffed. And you can't do that unless you learn how to adjust your attitude, unless you start working on yourself. And sometimes you're going to have to be your own best friend. Mm-hmm. Now, what was my other thing? There are a lot of people, when you make the choice to do something big or something bigger than what you're used to doing, mm-hmm. you're going to have what I call border bullies. People who are comfortable being around you as you are. They don't want you to think bigger. Right. So when you start thinking bigger, mm-hmm. they're gonna try to distract you in all kinds of ways. They're gonna tell you can't do it. And it might be your mother, it might be your husband, because mm-hmm. they're not used to you being different than who you have been to them over the years. They are uncomfortable because you're trying to make a change. You have to learn how to get past those things, and the only way you're going to do that is start reading some personal development books. Now, I gave you the book, The Dream Giver. you can read that book. You can have your children read that book because they will learn to better assess who they are surrounding themselves with. But the second book that I would give you is the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Now, we got 21 days to get through those two books, and I would welcome the opportunity to receive your comments either by email, or especially by email, at tilghman54@outlook.com or at 301-641-9545. We have got to make ourselves better people, whether we're going into business or just in our personal life, so we can teach other people who come behind us how to be the best people that they can be. So with that, that's first day 821.
Yo, you heard it first, man. Pre-launch of A21 right here on Focus Radio with Mrs. Angela Taylor. I'm your host with the most focused feel, alongside my co-host, Black Rose. She gave y'all those two books. That's the first step to A21. So, Angela Taylor on Facebook, Angela Taylor on IG, Angela Taylor also on YouTube. So let her know, man, I got these books, Mrs. Taylor. I've read them, and then we'll go from there. So like I said, man, this is a
411.
Oh, well, YouTube is the
411 with Angela Taylor on YouTube.
I meant to say that.
And it's the 411 with Angela on Instagram.
411
with Angela.
on Instagram.
Yes.
And what's the 411 with Angela Taylor on YouTube?
On YouTube.
And then the Facebook is just Angela Taylor.
Yes.
So, man, pre-launch today of A21. We'll have some more items for you also coming real soon. So, like I say, man, she just gave you the two books. So let's get started with that. And then comment, call in 301-477-2616. We here every Saturday, so you can also follow us on IG and Facebook. Hey, man, coming up next, we have James with Incarcerated Lives Matter. And he gonna tell y'all, man, all about this nonprofit, man. Big thing going on, how he's giving back. Give us a little bit about his background and why he's doing what he's doing. Y'all already know, man, we bring nothing but hitters to Focus Radio each and every Saturday. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Download that free app. And we're going to play some music, and we're going to be right back with Incarcerated Lives Matter.
I'm feeling a whole lot of stuff about what's going on this week. Okay.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you, Rose. Okay, because I have two. You have two Instagrams.
Yo, man, y'all know what it is, man. Download the free app, y'all, right now. Hustle Firm Radio. Simple as ABC, easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm Focus Field of Focus Radio. Hit me up, man. Email me, drop your comments right now. Hey, man, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Carolyn, Jerry, Marshall, Aaron, what's up, son? Olive, Pamela, Miss Simpkins, Hazel, Frederick, Curtis, Mosey, Leslie, Sean, and Gloria, Amar, so much to name, man. Everybody. Miss Young, my sis, Antonio, Miss Harris, what's going on? Will, Susan, everybody, man, tuning in, man. We're going to hop right back into it, man. We got James here from Incarcerated Lives Matter, and we're going to hop right into that thing, man. Like I say, man, it's deep. Man, we getting real deep tonight, man, on Focus Radio. Had this online radio show, man. I see y'all showing me some love out there, man. Got to put my phone on charging. Keep y'all tapped in. Get paid.
The name of the two books, Miss Angela.
I got one Android. I got to read.
Give them the name again of those two books.
Give them the name of who?
Of those two books.
Oh, the two books are The Dream Giver. The Dream Giver and the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
Hey, man, we are now live stream, man. Go on YouTube right now, Hustle Firm Radio, man. You can see us live on the YouTube or download the app. Like I said, just put it in your phone, put it on your computer right now. Want to thank everybody for Facebook Living, but I also want you to have that app on your phone, man. Real big show tonight, y'all. We ain't finished, man. A real big show tonight, y'all. Real big show coming up next, man. We're going to get into it with our special guest of the night, man. After that, you know what it is, man. Focus News, Focus Radio. We here, baby. Hey, man, when you see this logo, man, you see the sign, you already know what it is, baby. Hey, man, we get ready to hop right back into this thing, man. Y'all stay tuned in. Yo, y'all already know what it is. I am back. Hey, man, we're going to hop right into it, man. Y'all already know what we do right here on Focus Radio. We bring awareness, man, to social issues and life, along with giving back to the community. So anyone that gives back to the community, man, shoot me an email, drop me a message, man, drop me a comment if you want to get the word out here, man, if you're out here trying to give back, man, educate to elevate. But we're going to hop into this interview, man, with James, Mr. James from Incarcerated Lives Matter. But it's another name that you had on the gram, right?
Yes, it's called M&F, Helping Incarcerated Males and Females.
Okay. Mr. James, tell us about Mr. James and give us some background first about Mr. James, and then we'll get into.
Okay. Well, first of all, my name is James Hutchins. I've been in the D.C. area all my life, born and raised. I've been doing a nonprofit organization for the last year now, and basically what I do is give back to all the ones that have been incarcerated before. You know what I'm saying? That's in there now. You know, we provide services for them. Mm-hmm. You know, because I actually been incarcerated myself. I've been home going on 2 years now, coming up in September. I came up with my idea while I was incarcerated, and basically I have a passion for what I do. Mm-hmm. And that's basically how I do it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Give us some background on your incarceration.
Well, I was, convicted of, being a drug trafficker. They hit me with a conspiracy, meaning, I didn't get caught with anything. It's just circumstantial evidence what they found me guilty on. Mm-hmm. And I had to do my time. I did 4 years off a 20-year sentence. Whoa. And basically, God blessed me to be here to do that. 4 years off a 20-year sentence, as I said. Mm-hmm. And now I'm just, being more humble as possible, and still making the transitions, from being home now. And now I got my nonprofit, which I just do every day, all day, 365 a year. So that's, basically what it is, man. And my charges was conspiracy of racketeering, conspiracy of money laundering, conspiracy of possession with intent to distribute marijuana, and conspiracy with intent to transport marijuana for sale. So that's 4 felonies that I have on my record that I was found guilty on through trial. Mm-hmm. And, hey, I'm blessed to be here.
So, yeah. But when you say transition, what do you mean by that?
I'm basically dealing with the lifestyle of, coming from being incarcerated now back out here into the society of what we live in now. It's a very big difference. Mm-hmm. So, basically like, going to the jobs, sites, and, they seem like you're a good person, but once they check your paperwork and they see you have felons, it's almost like, we'll give you a call back. Mm-hmm. And then they never call back or anything of that nature. So right now, as I speak, I'm self-employed, been self-employed since I've been home.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Great, right.
That's basically how, that's my transition. Then also being with my kids' life.
Okay.
My oldest daughter, she's in her 2nd year in college at Alabama State University. So, just transitioning into seeing her from a young teen to a older teen now is a big difference as well. You know what I'm saying? Because she was used to a lifestyle that I provided for her before my incarceration, because I was still in the streets. And by me being different now and not on positive and legal things now, the money is not like it was when before.
I want to speak on that because I know of a personal experience. Let me ask you, as far as your daughter, did she know the reason why things had changed?
Yes, I always be honest with all my kids. You know, my oldest daughter, she's basically the example for the rest of them that's under her. And I make sure I let them know everything of what's going on. And they was all through the whole time coming to the visit to me in prison. And I basically talk to them about my situation all the time. And they understand, and they actually don't ask me for money because they know I'm not the old me, like what I used to do, spoil them a lot, you know, the things that I had. But, you know, it's just they give me the genuine love because they just happy that I'm back home now. You know, so that's basically it.
You spoke on, James, in your last interview, right?
Yes, sir.
You spoke on being locked up and how you ran with a crew, right? I think it was like 20 guys or however y'all was doing, you know, when y'all was doing y'all thing. But you had got locked up. I ain't hear from nobody.
Oh yeah, that's actually when I you know, realized reality. That's actually when I opened my eyes up from being blind to you know, when you got the money and you got everything going good for yourself, you know, you got people that's gonna follow that. You know, then when everything's gone, or you could be in a situation like I was under conspiracy, and you know, for the type of charges that I had, everybody want to dismiss themselves from you because they might be still in the street, or you know, they might just don't want to deal with you no more. You know what I mean? Because they still doing what they doing. So that gave me just, you know, insight. I'm not mad at those guys either that didn't give me no support while I was incarcerated. And I forgive them. I mean, I forgave them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't forget, you know, what went on by them not supporting me. And then when I come home, they see me around and maybe a establishment or something. And they like, hey, what's up? You know, how everything is, man. I was going to send you this. I was going to send you that. I'd be like, oh, okay, it's all good, man. You know, but, you know, that's just the fake love that you'll get, which, you know, grow as a man to know that, you know, everything that comes with the whole street life stuff is really illusional. You know what I'm saying? You basically, you're caught up in a mindset where you can't get yourself out of unless something tragic or drastic do happen, as far as incarceration or death or one of your mans die or anything of that nature.
So you did an involuntary friendship audit at first, and now you're doing a voluntary one.
Yes, ma'am.
Good stuff.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Great stuff. Now, let me ask you this, though. What has changed from back then until now as far as the generations with these youngers in the streets?
Well, basically, number one is...
Because I know you had spoke on some stuff in that interview.
Oh, yeah.
You know...
Oh, man, I came home, man, the social media thing. You know, guys from my era, you know, which is, I'm an 80s baby, you know, and, you know, that's when we was the murder cap and things of that nature. And a lot of things was very differently going on in this D.C. area. Now you got the guys, you know, they want to be on social media, you know, showing their money and things of that nature and showing what they doing. And a lot of them is just basically, what I've been seeing since I've been home, because I still be in the inner city of seeing things that goes on. They're on a lot of powerful drugs, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, meaning Percocets and even heroin and coke and things of that nature, where, you know, when we was growing up, it was marijuana, you know, for us youngins. But now you got youngins that's just gone all the way. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no father figure that's letting them know you don't need to do that. They just going by the guys that's teaching them, and the guys that's teaching them is still ain't, you know, it's not their dad. So it's like they're not giving them that genuine love or what they need to do in life. They just giving them that right now love, like, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, the youngest, man, that's why I always, when I talk to, you know, fathers, we got to be in our child's lives, man, because these youngers is going in the wrong direction by listening to the wrong people.
Right.
That's going by the social media situations, and, you know, everybody need to have this type of money or this type of lifestyle or this type of profile of a look. And that's what's making it even worse, because people's trying to live up to those things but don't want to deal with the consequences that come with those things. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you get more into these guys. Like when I was in prison, man, you know, all the guys that was all bad in the street, they get in behind those walls, and it's none of that. You know what I'm saying? They quiet as a mouse over there. And then, you know, they start to realize that they really got a 20-year bid or something to do. And then now they will see and, like, you know, deal with different organizations and things like that, basically like gangs and stuff, and I'll be their own man, right back again. And so, like I say, man, it's just, the generation is sad, man, to be honest with you. It's sad.
But incarcerated lives matter, though. So there is hope because you came out and was able to provide services for the family members of those that have loved ones incarcerated.
Yes, I provide help for the families that's out on the outside. Also, I provide help for the inmates that's inside. What I do is,
You got a black Bob Bach.
Oh man, you know, Bob Bach is all the things that you wear in costume. The soap, the shoes, everything is Bob Bach. And everybody knows. However, though,
I feel you know, I'm messing with you.
So, and ain't the price is right, Bob Bach. People always ask that. However, though, you know, per se, I'm gonna say, basically, you know, what I do is, because when I came up with my idea and my vision while I was incarcerated, by seeing guys in there that was actually good dudes, good-hearted guys, but maybe their wife or maybe their whoever was supporting them from the outside maybe passed away, or maybe they just not getting that support anymore because they got to do what they got to do. So them guys will have to do what they have to do in order to stay strong and eat or whatever they had to do in prison. So, you know, that might lead to, you know, going to the store box, man. You know what I'm saying? Paying 3-for-1s, because the store boss man gonna take advantage of that guy that don't have it now. So he'll give him one item, but he owes him 3 items in the next 2 weeks. So by that going on, or they'll go to the gambling where they trying to make the little money that they got turn into more money so they can survive as far as eating commissary. So what I was in there seeing, I'm like, man, only if these guys had support, not from loved ones, but somebody that just got a passion and understands where they coming from. Because I'm seeing this visually myself while I was doing my whole big. So I said, man, somebody need to be paying these guys. That not just because you know them, but paying these guys. I understand everybody do their crime and they have to do their time. But, you know, the justice system takes care of that. That's why they got the time they got to do. And whatever they got to deal with God on it later on, when they see him, that's what they got to do. But they don't have to, you know, not be getting no support and no hope. You know what I'm saying? Because that spark to somebody that just got that little bit of hope can change their whole mindset on how they go operate and how they go move. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made me come up with, I came up with Him and F, helping incarcerated males and females. And what I do is I pay inmates a $50 a month amount for a 6-month period if they meet my criteria, meaning that they're not getting no outside money coming in from an outside source. And what I do is,
really amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you. And what I do is I raise money out here in the streets. I'm coming from the streets right now by selling bottled waters out. I was in Waldorf, Maryland today in Rivertown, and I go out there and I sell bottled waters to raise money for those ones that's incarcerated. And now what I actually have going on, I'm actually worldwide now because I have a person that I'm doing services for now that's in Panama. She's been locked up abroad. That's what they call it when you go to another country, but you're a U.S. citizen and you get caught up in some type of jam. So you have to deal with a foreign prison because you're from another country. And she's got 10 years over there, and she just came on board last month. She reached out to me, and I paid her $50 a month because she's letting me know about how it is being in the Panama prison, being a foreign. So you know, that's what I can say now worldwide. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just in the United States, you know. And then that's also my first female that I have under my services. The other guys have been males that's been under my service that I've been providing the $50 a month for a 6-month period. And that just showed me right there, like, okay, that's worldwide stuff now, man. You know what I'm saying? When I'm touching people's lives, that's whatever miles it is to get to Panama, you know. And she sends me her, because what I do is, once you're under my services as an inmate, I request for you to send me an essay of how your life is and how your family's life is while you're dealing with your incarceration. Because I'm coming out with a book that's going to be the real life stories of incarceration. When you can see, and people that's incarcerated, they can actually see what goes on. Or it could be that spark to somebody that ain't incarcerated, but that's in the streets doing something that they know can get them incarcerated, and they might change their mind. Like, oh, they going through this in there? Because you really don't know the real truth of what's really going on behind the walls unless you get there. And some people, when they get there, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? To really know what they really want to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I do it. And her essay, man, she let me know how she was getting jumped, like, for the first 3 months of her incarcerated in Panama. And she had to learn the language in like it only took her 8 weeks to learn Spanish. She never knew Spanish in her life. And she had to learn it because she had to deal with being a foreigner in another country. So, like I said, her essays is deep, you know what I'm saying, which people will see later on when I come up with my book of all the personal, you know, people that's under my services stories.
Damn.
Can
And
I make a suggestion for your book? You might want to put the 14th Amendment in the front because slavery was abolished. But if you don't break the law, you're not a slave. If you break the law, you are a slave. So people are thinking all black folks are free. No, that is the caveat to the 14th Amendment. So since you said that you were going to be dealing with people who are, you know, doing the wrong stuff in the street, let them read that. Have some dialogue as it relates to that. And let them know, hey, as long as you're a law-abiding citizen, you're good. You break the law, you're a slave.
yes, ma'am. I would definitely take that in perspective. Thank you very much, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you think about it, man. The services that inmates provide for us, the world, outside though.
Oh yeah. You know what? The highest paid with the facility I was in, we get 37 cents an hour.
Wow.
Like, what do you? That's the highest paying job in the
You
cost
can't
in the
even
prison.
buy
I
a
was in.
pack of oodles and noodles.
Nah. And then
You know, for that. I'm serious now, man, right?
Yeah, and then everything is not what it costs in Shoppers Food Warehouse or something on the street. And then
Right.
you got a pack of noodles for $1.09.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
So you got to think. How many times you got to work? Well, they give you 8 hours a day usually working. You know what I'm saying? If you're cutting grass or whatever the nature of your
But
job
still,
is.
that ain't nothing but like 2 packs of noodles.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed.
I bet you be
And
got a
if you live in the
spoil.
state of Virginia,
Yeah.
you got to pay that money back.
Yeah, you
Oh,
do.
yeah. And then they got this thing now where they call it a trust fund, where they takes out, if somebody sends you some money, they take out 10% to put in your deposit, in your savings, though, for when you come home, you'll have something in savings.
Oh, okay.
But, however, though, I mean, some people need that now when they, they don't,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You can use it when you come home, but at the same time, you need all what you can have if you only got a little bit coming in anyway. You need that.
What is the
Man.
lowest paying job in there? Or the lowest hourly wage?
27 cent an hour.
Okay.
So it goes from 27 cent to 32 cent and then to 37 cent an hour. And the highest paying job is basically what was it, the laundry man or something? I think you get like a laundry guy, when you taking everybody laundry and things of that nature. And the cafeteria, that's usually the lowest paying job when you're working in the kitchen, doing the dishes or maybe serving everybody. That's the 27 cent an hour job. Like I say, that's why I don't fault any of my guys or females that's incarcerated that have jobs. They're eligible to come on mine.
Right.
It's just if you don't have $600 coming in annually from an outside source.
Right. Gotcha.
What makes you not eligible for me to give you $50 a month? Because I give it to less fortunate inmates, not the ones that's already doing their thing. And then I keep all that posted because, in there you get a monthly statement of what you got coming in. So they have to send me that as well. You know what I'm saying? So I know that they're eligible.
Right.
And then also I have a thing called transportation for visitation.
Right. That's what
What I do is I have a transportation company as well. I have a bus. It's a party bus. It holds about 20 passengers.
They're gonna party all the way.
No. I do the party. It's all good.
James gonna have them people. Them people mess up. I'll mess with you. Go ahead.
It's always a party.
Understandable. But what I do is doing I got to run on Monday, or I'm going to Hagerstown. This is my second visit going to Hagerstown. And what I do is I take the families or the loved ones that haven't seen their people that's over there, that's incarcerated in the Maryland, Virginia, or I go up to North Carolina if it's a 4-hour radius from here, for free. I don't charge no money. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I just take appreciation donations. However, though, I'm not looking forward for appreciation donation. This is a part of me just to let people know, man, you got hope while you're in there. Ain't nobody forget about you. You know what I'm saying? And once you get that,
Let me ask you this, right?
Yes, sir.
What's the percentage of people in prison? Is it more or less the ones that don't have support?
It's way more of don't have support.
That don't have it.
Don't have it. It's a whole lot. It's almost like 90% to 10%. 90% of them don't have no support. Because either somebody forgot about them.
So you really just like a slave, like Mrs. Taylor say.
Oh, yes.
You really just 90% of our prison system.
Yes. And that's all genders. It's not just, male or female or race, black or white. It's everybody is getting no support once they, whatever the crime that they convicted on. Some people gets also vindicated. There's some people in there that ain't even do the crime they did.
Right.
But they don't figure it out till 22 years from now. And then they try to give them $1 million or something for doing 22 years.
Which is back for 22 years.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for 27 cents an hour. Like, that's crazy.
And then, it also changed your mindset. If you was somewhere and you locked up and you didn't do the crime and you just sitting in there all these years, your whole mindset will be changed and differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you'll feel against everybody. I haven't been in that position, but I'm sure you'll feel like everybody, you can't trust nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you went here doing a crime. You doing time for a crime you didn't even commit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because they going, like a lot of guys that went off that vindicated situation is because back years ago, it was just he say the conviction. It wasn't DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It was just somebody saying, yeah, I saw that guy coming out that building with that same description that you showed me on the little...
Fits the profile.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And that's how these guys I done met at least 3 of them since I've been home that's been vindicated. From doing 20-something years and now home and they didn't even commit the crime. And that's what it's called. They actually had a show on TV called
Vindicated, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was on BET, I believe. Mm-hmm. And like I say, it's just, I'm just there for all the ones that's incarcerated, man. I told all the guys that was in there, man, when I get home, I'm going to be y'all spokesman, man.
You and your brother, right? You and your brother do the nonprofit?
Nah, I'm the CEO, founder of everything.
Oh, okay.
Myself.
Okay.
I've been doing this by myself. I have a vice president of my organization, which is my a good friend of mine, and also I have a treasurer. And then my daughter, she's like my business partner. She's out there, raising money with me.
Right.
And I make sure I say business partner while she's with me because I want her to have that attitude of
Exactly.
being a partner, not my employee. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I keep everything equal, man. That's just how.
The criteria for any criteria for the transportation services from the family, or how does that?
Oh, anybody's welcome to that. It doesn't matter if you got the money, because some people got the money, they just don't have a license or things of that nature. So anybody that calls me or emails me or DM me off the Instagram, I let them know if they got to go to Hagerstown, and if it's a certain day, because they go by even and odd days. That's how they do their visitation. So it's like you got to be already on the list for that inmate. Sometimes that process could take a month or two if you're not already on the list.
Right.
And to get approved and everything. And then, once they let me know they're going, I took one. I haven't had a full load of bus yet. I took one. The first one I took to Hagerstown, one person. I drove all the way to Baltimore to pick her up. Mm-hmm. And then we drove to Hagerstown.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? From Baltimore to Hagerstown, because she live in Baltimore. And I wasn't going to tell her, because I'm in the D.C. area, you got to come out here for me to take you out there. Yeah. Nah, I went straight to Baltimore, picked her up. I think we met at Lexington, some type of area out there that's downtown called Lexington Park or something. Mm-hmm. And I picked her up from there, and we went to Hagerstown from there. And that was just one person. But that was the first person to kick off what I'm doing. I just want everybody to just spread the word of what I'm doing.
Yeah, man, that's why I'm asking you these questions. I got some ideas in my head, James. Like, yeah, man, for real, man. We gonna get that bus. We gonna get that bus full though.
Yes,
seriously, man. We gonna get this out here, man. We gonna get that bus full. Like you said, people, even family members, feel alone.
Yes.
You feel me? Think about the family members that don't have family members that loved one is incarcerated.
Yes.
And we talking about doing serious time and just can't get there.
Right.
No way to get there.
Yeah.
And they don't even know that this is, available.
And then, the guys, my bad by intervening, but the guys that been the customers of mine, family members, it's been from one of my homeboys that's in Hagerstown right now. Mm-hmm. And he let them know by writing it on a napkin and putting it on the wall all in the prison. So the guys in the prison let their family members know what I got going on with my phone number and contact this guy.
Mm.
Wow.
It's an inside thing. You feel what I mean? Because it's like this, man. I don't know
incarcerated lives matter.
I don't know why people forget about their loved ones when they go behind the walls. It's like you see the ones out here, they living their life, whatever they doing out here on the outside. They just forget about this person that's incarcerated. That's their loved one.
But here's the thing. We have been culturally conditioned to value things more than we value people. We didn't used to do that. That thinking has turned around, and that's why.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
I love what you do, James. I love what you do, man. Let's give him some contact info.
Oh, yeah. What it is him and F. Well, him underscore and underscore. No, him and F underscore lives, LIVES underscore matter. That's him and F underscore lives underscore matter. That's my Instagram. Mm-hmm. And then my actual email address is h.i.m.andf@gmail.com. That's h.i.m.andf@gmail.com. And my direct number also 301-276-5200. And anybody want to reach out to me if they got somebody incarcerated or if they want to do a donation, things of that nature. Because right now, people ask me, like, is you getting any funding from government? I'm like, this is basically, I'm an LLC, but I'm running as a nonprofit. I'm just waiting on my 501c to get. It's a process with that because a lot of guys that messed it up for nonprofits from what they did in the past. Mm-hmm. So they had to make sure that you're actually doing what you're supposed to do as a nonprofit. Right. So right now I'm just waiting on that to come. So while I'm waiting on that to come, I can't go to these, big federal or government agencies to ask for help or funding or donations because they got to have that because they need to write off whatever they give you. Mm-hmm. And that's when the 501c comes in hand. And so, like I say, now I do all this from me. You know what I'm saying? I raise all this money up from me. And then also, I raise the money when it's not hot outside. I got a thing called Incarcerated Lives Matter Tour. My first actual artist was Life Jennings, if y'all familiar with him. He's a national artist that sings.
Yeah, I seen that.
And he's done time in the prison for 16 years. Mm-hmm. So what I'm doing is I'm doing all artists that have been incarcerated before. That's the only artist that can call my phone to get a show out in D.C.
James, goddamn, what? Okay. I like that, man. Hold on. You're having artists that's been incarcerated.
That's the only artist I'm dealing with. You can't even. I can't deal with if you ain't been incarcerated before. Not saying nothing against.
No, I feel what you're saying.
That's just.
We got to be coming from the same place. We got to have it. I feel what you're saying. It got to be a purpose. I feel you.
To be an example, I just want to get them guys that's looking from the outside in hope. Like if this dude made it and doing it again from a second chance, I can do it. Exactly. So if they look at Life Jennings, he been incarcerated.
So we gotta go get DMX.
Oh, that's what I want. I got a list. I got like about 40 something different artists and different rappers that I'm gonna actually do the business with in the next 3 years. I got a list already down of my to-do list, and I just gotta scratch them all off. That's basically what I'm gonna do. I'm going to at least 36. I have 36 cities that I'm interested in going to. That I am gonna go to do these, these parties. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, with these performances. Like Jennings came in February. I had him with if y'all familiar with a go-go band out here called Team Familiar. That's what I had. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man. That's all I'm doing is people that have been incarcerated. All national artists that have been incarcerated.
Man, we gotta get Gucci, man. We gotta get DMX.
Yup, we gotta get Beanie Siegel.
We gotta get Beanie Siegel.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about the real.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the
Scarface.
Yeah.
Just came from being incarcerated from some child support thing. I got a whole list of them. I mean, I'm even going all the way to Ronald Isley, man. That's one also as well for the older.
But see, you get these experiences from people like him. That'll be totally different. That's a great idea, man. Oh, yeah, you got an R&B soul singer back in the day like Ron.
Yeah.
And he did 3 years, right? I think he
3-4 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm also do Wesley Snipes. To host something. All national artists.
Yeah.
You show people that you got second chance out here, man. You just don't cut or say somebody's just done because they've been incarcerated before.
Exactly.
Because
you're not.
Yeah, exactly. And we got hearts too, man. And